What's up, guys? We're back at Jones Subwoofer Solutions. Got an amp dyno for you today. What I did, went to my local Walmart, who had nothing for the holidays. Then I went over to my local Best Buy and bought their Christmas amp that I'm sure many teenagers will be getting with their Best Buy system this Christmas. So I figured this hasn't been done on the dyno before, let's go ahead and run it. It's the KAC-511. Cost me 130 bucks out the door. It's rated 500 watts at 2 ohms and 300 watts at 4 ohms. Those are the only ratings they gave me. I don't know that we'll run this under 2 ohms maybe, but just go ahead and show you what it came with right now. We got a surface mount bass knob, a long phone cord style cord for that, and an adapter for high level inputs, which is nice sometimes. But that's what we got, the KAC-511. Drop your guesses now. Catch you over on the dyno. We'll see what this thing does. What's up, guys? Here we are on the dyno bench with the Best Buy Christmas special, the Kenwood KAC-511 that was rated 300 watts at 4 ohms and 500 watts at 2 ohms. We're going to go ahead and see what this thing does. We're going to start with certified, which is up to 1% distortion. The dyno will stop reading when it sees 1% distortion or clipping. That's considered clean power. Then we'll do uncertified, where the dyno will keep reading even if there's distortion or clipping present. And then we'll finish with dynamic, which is a burst or pulse track for dynamic power to 40 hertz pulse tone. So let's get started with certified. We're going to start with 4 ohms. Again, it was rated 300 watts with 14.93 volts starting. Let's see what this thing does. I've not ran this yet. I have no idea what it's going to do. And we got 353 watts, which is more than rated power. That's a surprise. That's very good. Let's continue. We'll do 2 ohms. It's rated 500 watts. Again, this is clean power. This is certified. Let's see what it does at 2 ohms. We're at 14.89 volts starting. Here we go. All right, we got much more than rated again. We got 662 watts into 2 ohms. We dropped to 14.75 volts. So that's impressive. That is more than I thought we'd see out of this amp. And it is more than it's rated. So we'll continue to uncertified. Sorry about that. And we're going to start with 4 ohms. We'll see what this does with just a little bit of clipping. And 4 ohms, we're at 14.93 volts. Here we go, let's see. Rated 300 watts. And let it clip there. We got 366 watts into 4 ohms, dropping to 14.82 volts. So again, good power for this. And we'll run it at 2 ohms. Uncertified, here we go. It's rated 500 watts. And not quite 700. We got 682 watts into 2 ohms. We dropped to 14.7 volts. And we're going to finish this with our dynamic or burst power. We're going to start with 4 ohms. Burst, we're at 14.9 volts starting. Let's see what it does. It was rated 300 watts. And I think that's it for burst power. Got 376 watts into 4 ohms. Let's see what it does at 2 ohms. Again, it was rated 500 watts at 2 ohms. Here we go. Oh, again, not quite 700 watts. We got 697 watts into 2 ohms, dropped to 14.7 volts. So that is it. That's all the dyno testing I have on this amp. That is actually impressive for its rating and actually its cost. That isn't too bad. So, guys, hang on. I'll put up the performance review and we can get a look inside the amp. See you in a minute. Alright guys, here we are with the Kenwood KAC-511. Back on the bench, we can get a look at it. I did want to show you guys that it has this removable cover to get to your terminal screws. If I can get it back on its slot, there we go. So it is a good looking amp, if you ask me. It's nice and compact. And I really like myself the fact that all of the connections are on one end and you have easy access to the settings on the other. But we'll go ahead and take a better look at this. So the inside, if I'm not mistaken, this is a full bridge amp. But it's compact. It looks good in there. Some serial numbers on the board. I don't recognize any markings, it's not branded to Kenwood. But we can take a look at this end. We've got two 30 amp fuses, your battery 12 volt in, your ground terminal, your remote wire connection, and your speaker outputs. And then you've got a plug for your bass remote and for the high level or speaker level inputs, and left and right RCA. And I used lugs on 8 gauge welding cable. They recommend 8 gauge, but I imagine most people will just split their wire and tuck it in there. I do recommend using lugs to terminate your ends, just like I did. And then on this end, it has an infrasonic filter that's off or on. And I didn't check. I believe that said it was at 20 hertz. I'll check later and I'll put it in the description, or I'll put it up on the screen. Then you have your gain. They've labeled it input sensitivity. And then your bass boost is 0 to 18 dB. And that's a fixed frequency. And I'll put that up on screen also. And then your low pass filter is 50 to 200 hertz. And then real quick, it did come again with your surface mount bass knob, high level input, some screws, and your cable. So that is everything I've got for the Kenwood KAC-511. It did more power than I expected. Okay for the price. Like I said, this is the Best Buy stocking stuffer basically. Cost 130 bucks. I'm sure it was marked up before they marked it down. It's probably around 140 bucks regularly. But let me know what you guys think of this. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Want to thank you all for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you know when I post a new video. Again, thanks guys. See you next time.